Hello, Cthulhu lovers, Turk lovers, and all lovers in between. Sabbaton here, just giving you a quick sit rep on how the production is coming along. Um, this little vlog that I've put together is a kind of mishmash of work that I've been doing over the last month and a half or so. So you will see lots of different things mixed up, and you can marvel at the changing nature of my facial hair. Hey, it's all I've got to work with. Anyway, what's been going on? Lots of inroads on props and set, lots of things being ordered, materials, that sort of thing. Following up on tour dates for the winter spring of 2019. And just lots of problem solving, really, especially when it comes to our friend, the robotic Turk head, which has been severely remodeled and has gone back to the drawing board in certain respects from an electrical and control point of view. So that's ongoing. Currently, as that stands, I've gone as far as I can with the control in using MIDI. I'm also going to try an alternative control system now. I'm going to go on to DMX. Why did I start with MIDI and not DMX? Well, I was thinking about a universal way that I could communicate from the lighting box at the top of the theatre to the stage end via computer programming. And all theatres have audio cables plumbed in. Not all have DMX, although most do. So I just thought it was a quicker, cheaper idea to try, and it's okay, but it doesn't work 100% of the time. But it's still doable. But I've exhausted that line of refinement. So I'm going to have a go at DMX now. I've got a few little things I need to wire together and reprogram some bits, so I'll keep you posted on that. Okay. Anyway, enough of my yakking. What do you say? Let's boogie.
Oh, Sab's Shed. Sab's Shed.
Hello there, Cthulhu lovers, Turk lovers. I'm here back in the shed, which makes a break from the office. It's quite chilly, still winter time, January. Anyway, look what I'm doing. I'm doing a quick once over of my costume shirt for the Turk, which is a sort of post-Regency shirt. So quite sort of billowy. I bought it, and I've also started to wreck it, which is what I usually do when I buy things like this. So I wanted to extend the cuffs here, so I've ripped those. I'm not a seams person, so I've done that. I've made some other little adjustments, but the main job is, because I want to take some photos, is to distress this material. I've already started, but if I don't know if you can see this. Anyway, this is the new side. It's just been washed, and that's sort of brand new, and it feels quite newish, but I want it to feel quite worn. I've had a go with this, and the tools that I'm using are our old friend, the wire brush, which I'm just going to do that with. So I want to try and simulate something that's had a fair bit of wear and tear. And then I'm going to try using this electric sander with a sort of light sanding paper on it. That sort of thing, but only lightly, just to sort of, you know, simulate a year or two of use. And then I'm going to use some, what have I got? Where's it gone? Oh, it's underneath. Where's it gone? Here it is, in my pot here. In my pot, I've got some homemade charcoal, which I made ages ago from some of that cat litter you can get, which is wood. Hang on, bear with. There, can you see in there? Yeah, there's a few bits. Homemade, so it was wooden cat litter, little pellets, and they've just been burned down on my wood burner, and you've got some free charcoal. So I'm going to use a little bit of that, not too much though, it inflames you. And then a bit of Fuller's Earth, which is in this bag, which is what we use to generally dirty down props and scenery and stuff. It's just very fine clay. Okay, we don't want to do it too much, so we just want it to be slightly lived in and stained. Like this guy's been on a bender for about, I can't remember, it's either 3 or 6 days. So we're going to do that. So a bit of Fuller's Earth, a bit of charcoal, a lot of rubbing with, or a little bit of rubbing with a wire brush, and a bit of sandpapering. And we're going to get it sort of fairly distressed and lived in. We may also put some stains at a later date with some tea bags. So there you go. But just for now, I'm just going to get it to a point where I can use it into some photographs. Anyway, thought you'd like to see. I'll show you the progress at another time. Okay, cheerio now. Come on, Mr. Shirt. Come on. Okay. Oh, Sparehead one there. Right, we'll see you later, Sparehead one. It's little me again, back here. I have now finished, I think, for the moment, doing the shirt distress. So let's have a look at it. So I used basically what I told you earlier: the wire brush, the sander, the homemade charcoal, and the Fuller's Earth, and also a little bit of baby oil in the hardest wearing areas, like under the armpits and the back and the front, so we'll sweat. And this character, like all my characters, is a disheveled kind of guy really, who's been through the mill, and this guy's suffering from yellow fever unbeknownst to him, and also he's been on an alcohol bender for about as I say, I can't remember, it's between 3 or 6 days. So he's been rolling around in his own sick and God knows what. Is quite disgusting. I also used a bit of tea bags, a few tea bags, just in some warm water on the shirt as well. The thing about modern shirts is you can see, I mean, this is me being petty maybe, but I don't know, just an eye for detail I suppose, but I don't like the machined seams, so I've had to really go to town on those with the wire brush to sort of fur them up a bit and then tea over the top to try and disguise them a bit. So anyway, let's have a look. Here it is. Here he is. Let's wait for the light. So it's quite disgusting. This will, when it's dry, it won't be so extreme as this, but you can see where I've gone over the seams in tea, and the middle parts is not quite as dirty as the outside parts, because he's going to be wearing a waistcoat, a fine Napoleonic era waistcoat, which would have been fashionable 25 years ago, but now you can see it was once fine, but I'm going to have to distress that as well, but that's not here yet. You can see we've got a few holes here. I thought it'd be a nice touch if I darned 1 or 2 of these holes in places where they might be on display, and had some other holes left as they are where they wouldn't be seen, you know, because he's a showman. Of course he's down on his luck now, but this would be an old darning repair job, you know, because he's quite a proud man as well, quite an ego, but it's got this high collar. I may put some starch on that, I don't know, but you can see there's sweat marks around the back of the collar, around here, down here, under the armpits. Oh, how nice. And on the back, which is sort of there. There you go. As I say, this won't be so dark once it's dry. I'm going to put a wine stain down here, maybe some sick, I don't know, a bit of turmeric and a bit of ribena or something, maybe a bit of blood, I don't know. So there we are. That should do for now. Should be enough to do the photographs. He'll have a scarf on, like a cravat, and the waistcoat, and he'll also be, interestingly enough, in his underwear. He will have lost his trousers, although he doesn't know where they are. Right, I'll sign off now, and I'll show you it at a later stage. Bye bye.
Whoa! Sab Shed! Sab's Shed.